Hi, we're here with our 72 Camaro Week the Wicked project, taking a look at some of the parts that we're using in the build. Right now we're taking a look at the bushings. We're going to be replacing most of the bushings on the car with ones from Energy Suspension. And we're here with Michael Santa Cruz of Energy Suspension to tell you what this got here. And obviously we got some worn out stuff.
Sure.
So.
Well, you got some worn out control arm bushings. Energy Suspension has been manufacturing polyurethane for over 30 years, and these bushings definitely have seen
about 30 years old.
At least that. And just wanted to show a lot of people what they don't know in the factory control arms, like we've got one right here. If those rubber bushings have not been replaced, you can do that with an Energy Suspension polyurethane bushing kit. We've got the shells included, we've got the bushings included, even a dust boot. So that will definitely outlast and outperform anything that's rubber.
Good deal. And those would be replaced with, obviously, the Energy version.
Correct. We've got the polyurethane for the control arms, but also, too, we have some degraded body mounts here. So these have seen better days, and although they're great for NVH and they do soften the ride, they do have a shelf life. So when the rubber goes away, we actually have to have them replaced. You can go with aftermarket rubber. That's offshore. It doesn't last as long as the factory rubber does, so we've got our polyurethane parts here.
And the old rubber doesn't help your handling at all either.
Absolutely not.
Especially when your subframe's wiggling around under your car.
Exactly. Whether it's daily driving or performance driving, soft rubber bushings, there's a lot of movement between the body and the chassis. You don't want that happening.
Yeah.
So with our body mounts, the polyurethane body mounts, they actually come with zinc-plated hardware, so they're more durable than the factory ones. You see some of the corroded bolts that you're going to pull out if you're doing your project at home. The body mounts also come with a steel ring embedded into it for more durability and placement. So when it's locked into the chassis, it stays in place, and it definitely gives you a better feel between the body and the chassis.
Yeah, and they look a lot nicer than that old stuff.
Yeah. Definitely does.
Then we have engine mounts, transmission mounts. In the case, these are transmission mounts. You have for different sizes. So if you need to correct for driveline angle, some stuff like that. Same materials. Basically?
Yep, okay. Polyurethane. We use a 70 A-Shore durometer, so it's not as firm as a solid mount.
Which is good.
But it's definitely firmer than a stock rubber
So you could compromise between beat yourself to death and squishy ride.
Right.
And then our engine mounts for the second gen is a clamshell design. When you buy a replacement, they come riveted together like this. You drill out the 2 rivets, pull out the cover, and you can see how much room around in here. That's the room for the rubber to squirm around inside. This is the stock rubber. The replacement, they don't look similar, but this fits in there and provides a lot firmer fit than the one with all the voids around it.
Correct. It takes up a lot of the space from the rubber, so it's less compliant and less movement, as you mentioned, whether it's daily driving or performance driving. And
when you get the back plate back on it and you get it all bolted down, it adds a little preload in there and kind of firms everything up even more. So your engine stays put a lot more than with the rubber, but it's not beating you to death like a solid mount.
Correct. The other thing I want to mention too, though, is the factory rubber does have a shelf life just like these body mounts and control arm bushings. So with the polyurethane, there's less wear, there's less tear. It's definitely an outperforms and outlasts material over rubber.
Good deal. Well, like I said, we want to get these parts installed on the car because we'll take you for a ride. When we get it all done, we'll hit the track because we need to get this car on the road.
Definitely. I'm driving.
I'll flip you for it.
Okay, let's do it.